Hi, welcome to my channel, which is about my sudden hearing loss journey. On the 9th of September 2025, I woke up with sudden sensorineural hearing loss. And that means I went to bed completely fine the night before, no symptoms at all, not even a cold, nothing wrong with my ears, no wax buildup, nothing. And I woke up the next morning completely deaf in that ear and with terrible vertigo and balance issues and really, really loud tinnitus. And I think it's now 10 weeks on. And the balance issues and vertigo have eased. I'm only dizzy now when I reach up to get something out of a cupboard, or when I bend over to pick something up off the floor without thinking. I get dizzy then. And walking, I used to have to walk with a stick or holding on to people. That has recently eased. I actually managed to walk 45 minutes without any help the other day. I've been building up, doing lots of practice on a treadmill with sort of bars at the side to really, really help me with my balance. And I managed to do that walking. I did pay for it the next day. I was really, really pleased that I'd done all this walking, but the next day I was so exhausted. I just spent quite a lot of the day in bed, really. Um, but I just wanted to talk about the impact of this sudden hearing loss, and really how it affects lives, because it seems it seems really weird. I think it's hard for people to understand um, that sudden sensorineural hearing loss just changes your life dramatically. You might think that going deaf in one ear, well, that's sad and might make life difficult. But the whole thing has such a huge impact. And I've had to write things down because one of the main things that I have is, because I have loud tinnitus, I've got it now roaring in my ear and it feels like it's completely taken over my head. I can't concentrate. Sometimes I have trouble getting my words out. I have trouble talking. I have trouble reading. I have trouble watching TV. I have trouble with everything because I find it hard to concentrate. I really, really have to work hard at concentrating because I'm forever battling against this super loud noise in my ear. And and that's my main challenge, is that. And it's reactive. I've spoken before about this. It's reactive. So when I'm cooking, or when my husband's cooking in the kitchen and has got the extractor on, the microwave on, or even boiling the kettle for a cup of tea, I have to wear those to feel comfortable. I wear them in the car, and most of the time I wear earplugs. So these are ear defenders. So they're really, I think they, yeah, up to 30 odd dB. They're made for people using industrial equipment. These are calming earplugs that just take the edge off things. But I wear those most of the time because my tinnitus is reactive, and sometimes um, it reacts to noise around me, and sometimes that's almost painful and brings me to tears. So that has a huge impact because, having to wear ear defenders in the kitchen, having to wear these pretty much all the time when I work, remembering to take them places, and just having reactive tinnitus. Well, my husband's a musician. And although recently I haven't been going to that many gigs because of our animals sort of dog sitting, really, I've now haven't got the option of going to gigs, not comfortably. Anyway, it would probably make me cry going to a gig. So I've got a fly buzzing around me. It would bring me to tears going to a gig. I don't think I'd be able to stay. I think I'd go out in tears because the sound would be so loud. I'd have to sit there wearing that, and I can't say that I would enjoy that. So this is really limiting. Um, I feel more isolated socially. Yes, I can have a social life. I go out with friends for meals and that. but it's a concern. I'm always concerned about it, making sure that people are sitting on my left side, or looking at a table thinking, where should I sit? Not being able to hear some people, really, really having to concentrate. And I've tried a hearing aid, and the first week it was absolutely terrible, because it didn't do a thing. And then she turned it up, and at that point, I could hear really, really faintly, like really faintly on that side, and sort of tinny kind of sound. Um, but there's, I can't justify paying €3,000 to hear very faintly, and it was pulsing in my ear because it was like having a loudspeaker in my ear. That's My loss is so profound that it had to be turned up to stupid levels, so it vibrated in my head when there was sound, which wasn't that comfortable. So the hearing aid went out of the window. Um, so I can't even be helped with the hearing aid. And I don't want this to sound really, really depressing, but I just want to get across the impact of this, just so that if you've got a friend that's going through this, or a family member, you'll understand what they're going through. It isolates you. I'm trying to learn lip reading so that I don't have to rely on hearing people, because my left ear is great. I mean, the audiologist at the hearing aid place said, my left ear is working super hard, and is really good, because it has to be. It's really working super hard to listen, to hear, because my right ear can't help it. But that left ear, it still can't make up for the right ear. Um, and there's just directional hearing. This is another impact. Sorry, I'm going all over the place here because, yeah, lack of concentration. Directional hearing. I worry about crossing the road. Something I took for granted before. I worry about crossing the road. I look, I listen, I look again, I listen again, I look, because I can't hear where a car's coming from. I cannot tell you whether a sound, if my phone went now, um, I unless I actually know where I've put it down, I wouldn't be able to find it. I would perhaps hear it ringing, but I wouldn't be able to find it because I have no idea of direction. People coming up to me, I can't tell where they are until I see them. I can't tell you whether the car's coming from the left or the right. I have no direction. So crossing roads is a worry. Um, it's limiting with my work as well. I mean, I was doing, I'm a historian, writer, researcher, YouTuber, um, as my main kind of thing, self-employed. But I was doing some care work in the UK just to help us out a bit more. Well, I can't do that now. I've had to resign because I can't look after a vulnerable person when I don't know whether I'm going to have a dizzy spell. When I can't, if I fall asleep on my good ear at night time, I can't hear them calling out. I don't feel comfortable at the moment being in charge of someone's safety. So I've had to give that up, and that's limiting, knowing that I can't do that. I finding it hard with the tinnitus to concentrate on my research and writing, recording videos. I struggle. I use an auto cue to help, so at least I don't have to remember words, but I struggle reading them, because my mind's just all over the place. Everything is taking longer. And because I get tired, because my brain's having to work super hard and I'm having to concentrate more, I'm having to go for naps. I can't do the working hours that I used to do. And so that's having a huge impact on my work, my brain fog, my concentration levels. So this is limiting, it is isolating, it is scary, and it really is debilitating having such loud tinnitus. So I just wanted to get across that it's not having this hearing loss is not just losing your hearing. It has an impact on things that you didn't even think about. And I just wanted to address this so that people can perhaps share this video with friends and family and just get them to understand, what you're going through, because it really is tough. So, but I still managed to lead my life. I still managed to go out for walks. I still managed to socialize. Just have to change things and self care, practice, perhaps meditation. Um, yeah, being, being being kinder to myself. Yeah, giving myself grace, and not pushing myself. So yeah, that's the daily kind of impacts of having this sudden hearing loss. Thank you.